Giddy up.
Uncle Doug.
Hello.
So there are good guys and bad guys in the game of life.
Yes.
And I guess I'm calling you a bad guy.
I have been called worse by better.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Uncle Dan, do you have an opinion about good guys and bad guys?
Well, I've got an opinion about a guy named Titivillus.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're talking my language.
Yeah, I'll let you guys be the judge of whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. He's kind of fun.
All right.
All right.
Just to walk us into it, 2 weeks ago I talked about the Urantia book and its supposed scribe, Dr. William Samuel Sadler.
Yes,
and then
you made everybody's head cave in. It was amazing.
and in that segment, I mentioned how he was connected to John Harvey Kellogg, whose craziness I then dove into last week. And now I continue the tradition of 1 week segment inspiring the next with this one, because I briefly mentioned last week that young Kellogg went to work he worked various jobs for Seventh-day Adventist founding loony Ellen White. Mm-hmm. What I didn't mention is that one of those jobs was that of a printer's devil.
Oh?
I read that, and I thought, what you guys said. Well, huh? What the fuck is that? And down the rabbit hole I went until I landed on today's topic. It turns out that a printer's devil is just an apprentice, a printer's apprentice. The kid in the print shop that would do the grunt work like mixing ink and fetching lettering, etc.
Right. In the world in the United States before child labor laws.
Well, and yes, exactly.
Right, yeah.
The United States and England. And considering the importance of the printing press up through the 20th century, this seemed to have been a very respectable and formative first job, and was on the theoretical resumes of some very famous dudes, including Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, Walt Whitman, Mark Twain, Warren Harding, Lyndon Johnson, and a bunch of others.
Wow.
They were all devils in their youth.
Interesting.
Printers, devils.
Well, if you've ever heard that piece of audio tape of Lyndon Johnson ordering a pair of pants from the Haggis Company.
Oh my God.
At least
I have heard
pants
that.
are a little too tight near the bunghole in his nerds.
and his nerds needs another inch in the fabric. It's like riding a barbed wire fence. Anyway, probably skills you learned in the print devil trade.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, why were they called Printer's Devil? Well, we're not actually sure about that. There are several theories that range from the banal to the outlandish. One, for instance, is that an English printer had an apprentice named DeVille. Boo.
Yeah,
don't be stupid.
boring.
Lame. Other more exciting possibilities include that the black ink would inevitably stain the young man, making him look devilish.
That's better.
Yeah. Black,
is it?
Yeah, I mean, black being associated with the dark arts, and then
I would like to amend my statement.
right, yeah. Well, you will, because speaking of black being devilish, there is also the story of a Venetian printer whose apprentice was of African origin, and everybody in the world was racist then, so they accused the kid of being the embodiment of Satan.
Ah,
okay.
So,
Hold on 1 second. I'm just tweeting. Uncle Doug is objectively pro. Is that a hyphen? Blackface. If child labor laws are being violated at the same time. And send. Okay, where were we?
I feel like that's everybody though.
It's
Anyway,
true.
then there's the totally unconfirmed story of printing press inventor and movable type guru Johann Gutenberg and his business partner Johann Fust. And Fust, as the citation needed story goes, took a bunch of Gutenberg Bibles to the court of French King Louis XI, sold them, claiming they were hand-lettered, because this whole thing was so new that nobody really understood that books could come in any way other than hand-lettered.
right.
And
so when
therefore madly expensive, right?
Indeed, yeah. So only the wealthy could own books. Well, when the Bibles were compared to each other, they found that all the lettering matched exactly. Also, some of the lettering was red, and they came to the only logical conclusion, which was that the red ink was actually blood, and Fust was a witch. He was then thrown in jail, and then didn't get released until the French were convinced that printing was actually a real thing,
What a time to be alive.
and that books could be created that quickly and easily. Nevertheless, his time as a convicted Satan may have given rise to the term printer's devil.
Huh.
But the explanation that I like the most, not to be confused with the one that I find most plausible, is about an actual devil. And it is that devious little so-and-so that I want to discuss today. Uncles, meet Titivillus, or Titivillus, or whatever you want to call him, a.k.a., and this is literally what they called him, the patron demon of scribes.
Titivillus.
Sure. If you don't want to emphasize the titty.
If you're in a hurry.
Yeah, exactly. I have never heard of a patron demon before.
Yeah.
But I love the concept.
Boy, that's opening up a whole new world for us.
Right?
Yeah.
A whole new world. I don't think I'm allowed to sing any more of that without copyright problems.
Mickey Mouse is kicking in the front door.
That's right. You're going down, motherfucker. Okay, so in the Middle Ages, before printing changed the world, every book obviously was handwritten, and that obviously is a fucking pain in the ass. So the scribes who did the work were not only expected to do their lettering beautifully, but also to make this to make no mistakes as they went. So most of those scribes were monks. So who do you blame when you're plugging along at a book and you suddenly notice that there in the middle of your gorgeous illuminated text is a typo or a right-o? Like their very own little Scrivener's Loki, there was Titivillus, this literal little devil who would go from abbey to abbey, monastery to monastery, causing little slip-ups and right-os.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But don't get it twisted. This was more than just harmless chicanery. Fucking up in a manuscript for a monk was considered a mild one, but a sin. So Titivillus collected each mistake in his little bag and lugged them back to his boss, old Satan himself, where they would be counted against the monk that wrote them.
Oh.
In this case, the devil really was in the details. Boom, baby. All right. So the monks, they had someone to blame for their screw-ups, as well as good motivation to try to get stuff right. Titivillus had other side hustles, too. He was said to go to collect the idle chatter that parishioners may have engaged in during church services, as well as any mispronounced, mumbled, or skipped words offered by the clergy. Those would all just go back to the devil to count against the folks in the final judgment. That devil counted everything. So there you go.
I think we got an iTunes review from Titivillus.
We did. Yes, that is absolutely true.
I'm looking at pictures
3
of him
stars.
online. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's quite a character. And one, he's got lizard legs, and whoop, there's a full penis.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
You guys keep talking. I'm going to look at these pictures.
I know. No weird noises in the background. Anyway, quoting an anonymous 15th century devotional treatise, Titivillus says, in the you know how crazy the spelling was back then?
Right, not standardized, right?
Right. So I'm not gonna try and read it. I'm not gonna read it in however it's spelled because it's all spelled crazy. But I think I'm gonna try and read it, and if I fuck it up, then just know that I didn't actually correct the spelling when I cut and pasted it into my document here. So here we go. I am a poor devil, and my name is Titivillus. I must each day bring my master 1,000 pokes full of failings and of negligences in syllables and words. So
that's awesome. I like Titivillus.
I guess he had a quota. Eventually, he became more of a widespread mischief maker. He started showing up in satirical pageants as the devil, or rather as the devilish sort of physical comedy instigator, like a medieval Bugs Bunny character,
right?
Pulling the stools away from people and stuff. I imagine. So, with the advent of the printing press, our friend Titty moved into the mechanical age, causing things like misspelled words, inverting type, or even causing entire rows of type to go missing. Ain't I a stinker? Eventually, when the printers started to get apprentices and they didn't have to skirt the blame for their own fuck-ups, they would just blame the apprentices instead of Titivillus. Thus, they became the printers' devils.
Huh.
Well, how about that?
Is that really where it came from? Probably not, but fuck it. We got to learn about a patron demon, and I'm on board.
That's awesome.
It's probably the racism, but I like this story too.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, for such a kind of benign demon, he's a nasty-looking motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Well,
He's pretty scary.
There are all manner of lesser demons and Satans in the world, but
Yeah?
I was so bothered by so many scary, religious fucking so much scary religious shit growing up. I'm so glad I didn't know about this because if you can go to hell for spelling problems, ask anyone who follows us on Twitter. We are fucked.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. That's it. It's not a long story, but it's a fun one.
All right. Well, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and stay off of iTunes reviews, Titivillus.
Yeah, exactly. He's a stinker. All right.
Well, let's move on.